Yeah, yeah, man. It's both of us. We're back, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Fans of Patrol, man. It's been a while since the dynamic duo climbed the building together with a grappling hook, man. We are back. I'm the host of this train wreck, which is called Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host to hold all the shit together, Miss Tipplebot. What's going on with you? It's been such a long time, my friend.
I'm excited to talk about this movie today. Also, I think that you are probably Batman in this scenario, but I mean, I'm sad because I want to be Batman.
I just think it'd be funnier with me in the little green crotch string with the the legs hanging out.
I'm pleased with this. Actually, I prefer this. That is.
I really tight bag, so my whole uniform is too small.
Little tiny Robin, perfect. Yeah, I am Batman.
That's right. And you brew way more than me, man. You know.
I am. That's true.
I'll say the witty shit.
Like the chipper.
I'll be like,
one.
Holy shit, Batman! What the hell is going on over there? You should go whoop some ass.
My God!
Man, we are at show 420, and we thank y'all.
Wait, you said 421.
421. We're gonna thank the audience, man, for bearing with us. You know, but honestly speaking, folks, it's been rough being this sick. You know? And when I say sick, not hospital sick, but it's just this shit wouldn't go away. So. You guys saw last week's performance when Beat 'em Down came and saved the day, but you know I was like, oh, it was terrible. Anyway, I'm feeling better. Tiff is back.
Yeah,
we got the band back together. You know, so we
the band
and making that sweet podcast music. Anyway, man, what do we got going on this week? So we're doing Scream, man. So I'm very interested in this because
Scream
we did
6.
We did Scream a year ago.
Yeah, they're coming out like in a year intervals. There's another one, right?
Yes, and I remember you loved it. I hated it. And
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, see, because it was only a year ago. It wasn't like 5 years ago.
Yeah, you can easily remember how you feel about that probably from a year ago.
Exactly. It's much easier than like, yeah, you remember. Yeah, and so anyway, so we're doing that, man. And so, of course, monster theme, man. So we're doing, we're going to play a game, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know the name of this game, Tiff. Do you know the name of this game?
Oh, we're just gonna give them taglines. I think a lot of people have played this game where you give somebody a tagline and they're supposed to guess the film. So we're doing horror taglines.
Horror taglines. I'll figure out a way to throw fans in there before the segment comes up.
Yeah. Here it comes, everybody. Let's hold on to your butts. Montego's going to put fans in it.
It's going to be fans somewhere.
Oh, that sounded terrible. But that's all right. We're moving past it.
I'll put them fans in your butt. I'll put me in your butt.
I remember that song, and actually, I really like that song. I think it's really fun.
Boogie in your butt is great. So, man. After that, what are we going to do? We have some news. So Tiff dug up some news. So
yeah, this is great news.
And indeed. And then after that, man, we're gonna sell off to the sunset and head to the next movie that we're gonna do. So saying all that dope stuff, are you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey.
All right, man. So it is time to drop down a little social media archive. Could you tell the sweet people where they can find our sweet podcast all over the internet?
Yeah. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Fans on Patrol. You can get us on YouTube, and then we have a TikTok. And I'm excited because we are going to talk about TikTok today. Fans of Patrol Zero, that is. And then you can listen on your favorite listening platform. Let us know if you can't find us. Although if you're listening now, I don't know how that would be.
Yeah, but you know what? If you like Spotify, we over there. So
yeah. I'm saying if you're playing it in something that you don't like, there's chances are that we're on something you do like.
Yeah, come check us out over at the video where you might see some stuff that
that we only talk about with our mouths on podcast.
Oh, it's a different experience in my opinion.
Actually, I've heard some people say that they like to watch it better than they like to listen to it, just because they are more like visual people.
Engaged.
They don't. Yeah.
I got you.
So.
Yeah, I don't know what I prefer. If I'm in the car, I prefer that. If I'm at home, I'm watching it.
Yeah. If I'm in the car or at work.
Yeah, work. Go in the bathroom and finish this segment. Anyway, man. So Tiff, these are your show notes. What do we got?
They are.
What do we got that's interesting, fun, and new in the world?
So I wanted to do some news because even though I feel like we're in maybe a little bit of a dry news spell, but I picked some, I think, fun news to talk about. So the first one I picked was that some information about Good Burger 2. And I don't know if that was something that you were, it's kind of like probably outside of, I know you probably know what it is, but like you were too old for it and your kids weren't around. So you're nodding.
I'm out of my head, y'all. I'm so sorry for the people. I'm like, yes, it was out of my realm. I thought these clowns would never last. I remember when I used to see them, I'd be like, man, it's nice to see some young brothers doing anything, but god damn, they corny. This is terrible.
But it wasn't. You can't say that because to my age group, it was a delight.
Well, there you go. That's why I'm not a millennial. I'm a Generation Xer. And it was like, what is this bullshit? And then like my kids, they're Generation Z, so yeah, they missed the whole thing. So this has a void in our house, but I know who these guys are. I mean,
yeah,
of course, the one dude is still on. What's his name?
Keenan is still on SNL.
Yeah, he's still on Saturday Night Live. For what reason, I don't know. Because the dude ain't never said one thing funny to me in my whole life.
Oh my god, that is really rude. I think he's very funny.
I don't think. Look, if you're not funny to me, you're not funny to me. It's a bunch of comedians.
That's true. That's true.
I'm like, he ain't never said a damn thing funny in my life, but people love his ass. I'm sorry. I'm glad the brother's doing good, but I've never laughed at a goddamn thing he has done. But like I said, people love him. It just doesn't resonate with me, and so he's been still doing that, and I'm making money, I presume. And so
I would assume so. He's been on for a while.
Yeah, I saw in an article he was, enthusiastically ready to come back to this property. And so I was like, what a good for him, because he's the star now. And the other guy I haven't seen since Mystery Men.
Oh my God, I love Mystery Men. I mean, you just, like you said that in my heart, I was like, I wasn't expecting to hear that. And now I feel more joy in my heart than I did 5 minutes ago. Yeah, he could be invisible, but then he'd be naked.
Yeah, right.
That was so good. Well, he was on recently when Kenan Thompson was hosting I always get award shows confused. I think it was the Golden Globes.
It's an award show.
They did, I know it's an award show, but I can't remember if it was the Emmys or if they're the same thing. Yeah. Please, nobody, I'm just don't know. But he had Kenan Thompson. There was a special appearance. Kel Mitchell came on, and it was very sweet. I think they're very charming together, and I think that's why it works. But I also remember, so Good Burger was originally a skit on All That, which was like a children's SNL type thing on Nickelodeon that I watched a lot growing up. And so this just reminds me of being in my home on like sunny summer days and like watching this stuff and well,
that's a good film.
Not playing outside because that wasn't me.
No, I have seen glimpses of this thing, and I don't know, the black kid talking like a surfer, just a bad surfer accent. I was just like, what the hell? Oh no. Anyway, I'm glad that this makes you feel good. I know this thing that you watch, that folks watch, and it's like, this is like, comforting. Hopefully they don't do the Coming to America and just ruin the whole goddamn thing.
I think that this would be kind of nice. From what I read in the article, it's like they are exploring what would logically be probably the next phase of a relationship like this, and if someone had kept working at a place called Good Burger and etc. I do think that probably it will be. I think it's going to be difficult for them because it's going to be like you're going to want people like my age. To watch it. Yeah. But I think probably what they're going to go for, and what should be really smart, would be, because obviously they're going to want kids to watch it. It's going to be it's a Nickelodeon movie. It's a kid-friendly movie. Is go for both people my age who would have kids.
It's rough.
Around the age that would be entertained by Good Burger. That's the window you're looking for.
Yeah, that's a rough sweet spot to hit. Only Shrek has been like very,
You think that Shrek is like the one thing that tickles everybody's funny bone?
I do so. I've never.
Have you seen it?
What, Shrek?
Yeah.
I had babies at the time, so I was forced to go see all the movies, and I was so happy when it was like something had me laughing. I was like, oh God. So we're smart. We're like, look, there's parents in here, so let's make it for them for real. But we'll do some goofy shit.
Sure.
And so everybody was happy watching stuff like Shrek.
I like Shrek. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember liking it when I was younger. But I think that the great movies that are kids' movies are always those movies that could. I don't want to say. I think there can be beautiful, great children's movies that are just for children, obviously, and I think that those tend to feel like just movies. And I hate to say that because I don't want to like denigrate the value of a children's movie, but like sometimes when you see a movie that's intended for children but is adored by almost everyone, it kind of transcends being a children's movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that about Shrek necessarily, but people do love Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek weddings. Google it unless you want to be scared. Google the Shrek wedding.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, look it up. Have fun, everybody.
Turns into some bullshit. Of course, it's the internet, right? Of course.
It's not just the internet. People like it. But speaking of the internet and weird things that people do on it, do you want to talk about this young woman who has an OnlyFans, but she has become popular for her bizarre horror TikToks?
Yeah. So let me get this straight. Mm-hmm. So this lady here, somebody's about to throw a movie deal at her or something like that because of these.
No, it's game creators, game developers are asking her to help them develop a game. I don't know if they want her. I would assume they would want her input, but they also would probably want her to be in the game
because of her horror timing and what she has created with this little
world that she's created, which
God
is
damn internet. I mean.
He said trying to get on the internet.
I'm just like, shit like this always makes me mad because it's like shit like this is just like, really? She probably about to make $1 billion fooling around.
I bet she's already made quite a bit of money because I think that I am a little bit...
make all the money you can because the government is about to shut that whole platform down.
Yeah, the TikTok situation is getting quite weird.
It's going away. I almost guarantee it. So get your money.
Well, I think that they might get someone to sell it, right? But like... it doesn't matter. People will find another way to interact with people. So, and I think that this person, what I find interesting about this particular article, did you watch any of the videos?
Yeah, I watched the little turkey one.
The first one, the turkey one.
Yeah.
It is very similar to these old point and click kind of horror films, but it has like a more of like a new wave situation feel to it, where you're putting. Like, this is a callback to, like, those weird 80s games where they would have real people in them.
And that's what I thought of. And so, it was clever. But
clever.
But not creative to me because I was like, I remember playing a couple of these games. And so it was like, it was clever to me. It was very clever. So, bravo for you for being clever, young lady. But I wasn't like impressed on the fact like she created something, and I felt like the writer of the article was just like, Well,
I do think that the writer of the article was maybe too excited. But that does bring me to my other thoughts about this, which was I think these are so cool, and I think that she is a really interesting person for doing them. I think that like everybody kind of like, especially in media, is like calling back to the things that they have liked or done in the past. There's something weird or wrong about that. I do believe that this was not started as I really like old horror point and clicks. My feeling about it is that it's a sort of, because of the way that it looks and the way that she's doing it, it was more presented as a fetish situation where somebody was asking her to do this. Or she come up with the concept on her own, but just the way that the thing is done, it looks it's kind of overly sexualized, but that's been a big thing in horror and horror gaming, so it's really questionable.
And let's be honest with you, if you ain't showing no boobies or no booty, that makes all the money. All you got to do insert some boobs somewhere and poof, got 1 billion views. And look at my content. It's so unfair.
And look at my content.
It's so unfair. I'm like,
I'd be excited. I'm going to be honest with everybody listening right now. If she does get with a game developer, which I think she probably already has, and there probably is some kind of a game coming out, which I would assume would be mobile. That would be my guess. I am going to play it, and I will report back to you all about, one, my status of horniness, and two, whether or not it was actually good.
Horny, scared.
Someone said they were frightened horny. They had like a weird like word on there.
It's so unfair, man. It's so unfair. But I guess the world is lopsided in other places toward me. Yeah. So you just want to pull out a boob somewhere and be like, 1 million views. That's for a boob. Jesus. It is the truth. Shit. Anyway, so what else you got?
You're gonna cough yourself to death.
I know. I'm being bad.
Now I just feel really bad because I meant to put this at the top.
Yes.
Rather before we talked and laughed about this weird stuff. We have lost a Lance Reddick. Had passed away, and he was a young guy.
You know, I'm glad you put this in here because I used to like mourn everybody in Hollywood who touched something that I liked, you know, even singers and stuff, you know, on this show. And then I stopped, and then I saw this, and I couldn't believe that this 60-year-old Lance Reddick passed of natural causes, and there's no natural causes at 60 years old, so he must have had a illness, I would imagine.
Or there's things that can happen to you at any age that would be a natural cause.
Man, you call it a natural cause, don't mean it was a natural cause. People just don't die, you know. You died of natural causes. I mean, 60 might sound for some of you very old, but come on, it's really not. And just to be like, what's the explanation? You know what I'm saying? So I assume he had something, you know, and that was the cause of it. But it's a shame. I've been watching this dude. He was the best thing about that terrible Resident Evil. You know, he was in that thing. But he was the great. You know, I love watching him work. And John Wick. And back in the day, he was on his TV show I used to love called Fringe.
The Wire? Oh.
Fringe. Yeah, he was on The Wire.
I remember Fringe. I was like, oh, Montego must like The Wire, but yeah.
No, I did like The Wire. I'm not a Wire fan. I'm like, you know, you got like uber Wire fans.
People who rewatch The Wire constantly.
Yeah. I watched it when he was on it, and yeah, it was cool. That's probably the first time I saw him. But I really connected with him on Fringe, and then so yeah, it's sad, man, because
it is.
You know, I assumed John Wick is coming out, so all his scenes was done on that. But if they were going to do the hotel, thing, which
they couldn't do it without him.
No, I don't want to see it without him. I don't want to see nobody pretending to be him.
Scrap it now.
Yep. I say that too. So, hats off to that fine fellow, and I hope his family is taken care of some kind of way. Because sometimes folks don't make money. Have you seen those? What's his name? Daijun Hansu. He's been all over the internet because Shazam is out, and he's like, "Man, my career has been unfair. I ain't made no money." And it's like, damn, he's been in everything, but you just because we see people on the big screen, we assume everybody's making money, but that's not the case, So I just think that's kind of terrible. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I hadn't seen anything about that, but it doesn't surprise me that there's wage inequality in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's bad. He said he made shit. And he said he ain't been frivolous with his money, but he said no matter what, and all these people he has worked with over the years, they've all been successful, and like he's never got a payday. So
I mean, I think that is also draws attention. I think to there are several actors who have in the past shared parts of like Keanu Reeves was famously known for having shared some of his wages. And also actors who are like, I won't accept this offer unless you make an offer. I mean, and it's really sad that has to happen because it should just be this person has done this work. They're equally famous, if not more so. Why are they not getting
that these films make? I mean,
so much money.
Oh, it's not a success. We didn't quadruple our income. What? You didn't quadruple, so it's not a success. Okay.
It's really wild to look back at movies that were considered a success. Like I looked back at a movie that I was like, oh, I wonder how much money this movie had to make to get a sequel, and the movie cost like $7 million, and then it made $74 million, and then I mean that's quite a bit of money, but like now I feel like you would have to make the movie cost $25 million, and you have to make $500 million for anyone to be like,
well, that's the marketing cost. They spend what the whole thing kit and caboodle cost in marketing, so. you got to make what the movie costs to make. You got to make the marketing costs back, and then after the marketing costs, that's when you just break even. So
this is making me really sad for several reasons. So, it feels like I I went to work.
Yeah. I'm sorry for all of the talk of all this stuff.
I'm gonna get CEO promotion. Of internet sadness and Hollywood shit.
Yeah, we'll stop talking Ipata on the show. Let's move forward. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Are we done? Is that the news?
That's all the news that's fit to be print.
All right, man. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. It's time to have some fun, and we're gonna do our duties and talk a little scary movie stuff. So hold on to the cheeks. We will be right back, and when we do, I'll be acting more meek. Bye.